Hey guys, I'm sorry for this is not the greatest camera, but yeah, push this away a little bit. This is way too bright. Wipe this off quick. All right. So I'm talking about today um the Alcatel 7. Oh, it's good in here. It's the brightness. The Alcatel 7. All right. My month review is almost up, so I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this. And also I am chewing a little bit just to stay up, so I'll kind of hide it from the camera a little bit. So if you kind of see me leaning down, I'm just spitting. Um, so I want to talk about this phone real quick. All right, that's why I have it on the side. That way I don't show it. This phone, I would not recommend at all. This phone, I mean, it's a good budget device, I will admit. Not really the greatest. Before I get to this, I'm gonna read the specs off of this, and I paid about $84 for it. It was 190, I think. No, this is a $200 phone. Okay, but the price that you pay for this, maybe 130, it's not worth it. Really, you could pay $10 more and get the LG style for it and get a better processor. This phone is just plain junk. All right. They need to take this phone back and redo it. It's not the greatest. After a week, it lags terribly. It's good at making phone calls. It's good for text messaging. Um, Not heavy use on the web. Don't use it outside. It's not really the greatest because when I play Pokemon Go, it's just terrible. Um, it feels good in the hand when you're talking, but it has a good camera feature. But the only thing that's good about this phone is probably calls, text, something basic, and learn how to use a touchscreen. It will lag on me a little bit. I did waste money getting a touchscreen, but I'm gonna sell this for at least around $20. I had to get a drink. So this phone right here, you won't be able to see it because of the brightness on the phone. Has 4G LTE eligible. It's an Android 6.0 display. It's actually 5.7. 12 megapixels, 2 megapixel, dual camera, dual flash. And another thing, when I get to the flash here, the flashlight don't always work during the night. You have to literally download an app just to use it. I know it's going to sound ads and you're going to hate that, but it is what it is. This phone is probably only good for a budget if you want a smart device. So your friends go, oh, you cool. You got an Android. You got a smartphone. You don't have a puny flip phone. Okay. 8 megapixels wide angle front camera with LD flash, 32 gigabyte of ROM, and 2 gigabyte of RAM. 2.5 gigahertz octa-core processor. I don't really see that 2.5 gigahertz octa-core processor. I probably see maybe a 1.4 gigahertz because this phone is just plain trash. No offense. Other than that, it has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. It runs Android. Not really the greatest phone. I would not recommend this phone right here. Sorry, guys. I'll show you the picture of it. So there's the phone itself. I would not recommend this phone that I'm holding in my hand. It's good on battery life, but maybe for phone calls for old people, but something to learn. I like the color black, but it's just It's junk. So I'm going to be switching back to my flip phone here. Now, the only reason why I would recommend, if you're going to use this device, get this phone here, okay? No offense, it's a budget phone. I know it looks like, oh, it's a flip phone, it's a dumb phone. You know what? You're going to have a better chance of better life, okay? You get 4G LTE on this thing. You get Facebook. This phone, I had it for like 3 months. I had it. I was paying $25 a month. I was happy with it. I paid $30 before on it. I got unlimited talk text, 2 gigs of data, and then 2G speeds. But this is a phone to use. It has Wi-Fi on it. I just haven't found out. I'll go ahead and get that phone real quick. So I'll be right back. Oh, that's not going to cover it. So, let me go run and go get it, and I'll be right back with you guys. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I thought I had it in my room, but it's in my pocket. So this is the phone right here. And I'm sorry, it's just so bright. This is the phone right here. This is what it looks like. Okay. Straight Talk has their own version of it. Except the ZTE, it would have like a little circle, like a trap phone sign. This is the phone I use. It watches. Sad enough, this is actually crazy. I can use YouTube on here. I can watch YouTube. Spotify, I don't see why not. You can play the Spotify on here. It has a headphone jack. You can listen to music on. I download my ringtones and stuff. You can get ringtones. I think it's called mymixer.com. You can download ringtones for free. I don't really. This phone's a good budget device. This phone is mainly for calls and texts for old people, but it gets me by where I need to be. This probably has better phone quality than this. Okay. This is not going to lag on you like this. This probably has a better camera than this, which is sad. Now, battery life, this has more battery life than this. Now, you can't play games or Pokemon Go, but you can still surf on the web. Now, this phone I would not recommend. So, hate to say this, it's junk. All right. I would not recommend that phone at all. Even though I dropped it so many times, it's not going to do anything. That's right here. So I would not recommend this piece of trash. It's a good phone. I mean, if you want to use calls and texts, that's fine. But I would not recommend this phone at all. It's not the greatest. I know I've said that so many times, but I recommend you getting this phone if you're on a budget, you're not working. It gets you where you need to get, okay? And if you can't, and if people are like, I know it doesn't get email very well, but you can surf on the web for 4G LTE. This thing has a better processor than this. I'm not even kidding you. So I said, how many processor on the Alcatel 7? 2.5 gigahertz, which is not really. This thing has 1.1 gigahertz. This is probably like what this phone uses. This thing, I looked it up, has 1.4 gigahertz. The box is lying. So this has 4G LTE on it. It has 2.8 QVGA internal display, OLED internal display. It has a 2 megapixel camera. I've seen some pictures on these things, and it's bad ass. Let's put it that way. 4 gigabyte of RAM, 4 gigabyte of ROM of storage. You can put I think, SD card in here. I think you can. Let's see here. Yep, you can put an SD card in here. That's cool. Removable battery. Okay, that's gonna be the last time I do that. And then it has 512 megabytes of RAM. That has a better RAM than this piece of trash here. Unfortunately, sad enough, I am going back to Straight Talk. I'm going to use the Verizon network. I know, give it a minute to... Okay, I'm going to the Verizon network because in my meal area, Verizon is going to be the best. I could probably get this phone sold. I mean, it's used, but it could still work for somebody that might need it in life. For a budget, I would use this if I had no job. Just to get talk and text, just to have my boss call or jobs calling me. After this month is over, I will no longer have Metro PCS or Metro by T-Mobile, whatever you want to call it. It's not the greatest coverage in my area, but some areas are different. I might just maybe just when I get my next check, I'm going to be paying my Wi-Fi, my Xbox One, and I am switching to Straight Talk. Why am I doing that? Because $45 a month, they give me 10 gigs. With Straight Talk, they give me 25 gigs. I would go to Total Wireless, but $55. Actually $50. So $51 and some change. You get 25 gigs and 2G. That's their new mega plan. It's not worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to Straight Talk, give them a try, and probably get the LG Stylo 4 or probably switch to Boost. Boost has, I will admit, have better coverage than Metro by T-Mobile. But when it comes to data, their data is not very good. But it is what it is, you know. You got to do what you got to do. I had this phone. It works kind of great. It kind of works great. It's just not the greatest coverage, and it lags too much. And on my daily use every day, when it gets down to like 48%, it lags. So make sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below. If you put a thumbs down, I understand. But comment down below what you think if you have this phone. I would probably trade in. I'm probably going to trade in for money to leave and move my service to another carrier. And let's see. There it is. I'm going to use my Q-Link phone until I get a new service provider and till I get like another carrier. I like to get at least $80 out of this. It is a $130 phone. If I can trade it in for $80 at least, that'll be fine because I'm gonna move my service to Straight Talk. I don't care if it's a broken phone. At least it'll do better than this piece of junk. This phone is just too laggy. I just can't afford it, and I can't use it on my daily use. The Wi-Fi doesn't work. The flashlight doesn't work. The phone's too laggy. I just need to move on to another phone because this phone, I'm going to give it a thumbs down. it's not a very good phone. It is trash. I would literally rather use my Keeling phone because this phone it is not lagging when I use it. I had it for almost 4 years, and this phone I just can't stand it. I've thrown this phone a couple times. I just wanted to smash against the wall. Um, now, um, I just don't think straight tall. I mean, I don't think. I think Keeling, or actually not Keeling. I think Alcatel 7 needs to recall these phones and have a look at them and see what's going on with the phones. And um, I would say after a couple hours, it's going to lag. If you're going to use this phone and you like the Alcatel um, brand name, what I would suggest you do is don't have like no more than like 2 apps open at a time. It lags way too bad. It is terrible. Okay, that would be my last time doing it. The the phone is just way too much lag. I know I'm saying this a lot of times, but the phone is not worth paying $130 for or switching to pay $20 for. If you're going to switch free, what I would recommend you do is get the cool pad. No offense, but I know it has less storage, but it will not lag on you. This phone is just plain junk. If you're going to get this phone, get the cool pad. You're going to get a free phone, or actually get the more reveiw. You're not going to experience lag too much like this phone is. I got rid of my Motorola G6 Play with 32 gigabyte storage with Verizon. This was the worst trade I had. This thing had the same storage what I had. I would not recommend this phone. If you have this phone, please return it. Recommend if Metro does not let you return it, call the company of Alcatel's, the name brand Alcatel. Call them, let them know, and get someone to speak English if they can. And if not, just let them know this phone is just plain junk. It needs to be returned, and they need to work on the processor. If I was a person working for Alcatel, I would make this processor at least put not 2.5, maybe like a Snapdragon on here, maybe like probably put 3.6 gigahertz because I have to use Messenger when I text because this phone is so freaking laggy. It's not even funny. Maybe it's good for kids, maybe to play games on. You don't want them to have an iPhone and they're not ready yet. This is a good phone to use for them. Other than that, I like the back of it, but they need some more details on this. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a great night. See you. Bye.